Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging, 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 banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, 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 bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
Peace. What's going on? What's happening? Hey, MD, I'm checking in once again. Hey, look, I wanted to come up here and give a little update on a situation here that could definitely be in the positive with whatever I guess situation that me and Black Sun got. So shout out to Black Sun once again, the Arena Uncensored. Hey, for all intents and purposes, if Black Sun is for real, this is a launching pad to reintegrate the arena back over here on MD Thoughtbox Live. Me and Black Sun, we decided on a topic for a discussion, debate, whatever you want to call it, in regards to the war in Ukraine, who has the more rational end game. Now, of course, Black Sun is taken to the position of Russia and Putin, and I'm taking the position of Ukraine and Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I coalescing that with any type of bias toward Ukraine. I want to make that perfectly clear, right? I just want to expand the stuff that we talk about to a more geopolitical realm. That's it. That's all. But I want to make some things clear as far as what the parameters are in having this debate / discussion. And I want to make it clear for Black Sun especially, right? The topic is clear, a topic that I didn't come up with. I agreed to the terms of the topic. I said, hey, that's a pretty good topic. Who has the more rational end game? That's very specific. It is, to my opinion, and I hope it's to Black Sun's opinion, that everything that we discuss, everything that we try to debunk as far as opposing positions needs to be surrounded around that specific topic. Furthermore, I think it should be clear with whether it be direct quotes, media readouts, whatever the situation may be. I think it should be clear, concise, appropriate to the message, that we properly describe what these end games are. You for Putin, me for Zelensky. As far as our premise, we have to be clear on what the end games are. Now, I think that we could come to an agreement as far as what we know Putin's end game is. Now, I'm not speaking to the viewing and listening audience. I'm talking about me and Black Sun. We spent several months on antiquating certain news articles, certain discussions surrounding Putin's endgame. We did. So I think it's quite clear that we understand what Putin's endgame is. What I don't think is clear is what Zelensky's endgame is. I don't think that's clear at all. Now, you could try to formulate an argument as to what you think Zelensky's endgame is. I mean, we both could do that, and same for Putin in my perspective, right? I could come up with certain defensive points to try to rebut or debunk certain claims that I think Black Sun will make. But I don't think that would be to the best of strategies. Let's just say that. Because I can get into a position where we start to get off topic and it strays away from the main premise of the argument. You know, that goes for both sides, right? I think the only thing, and you know, again, I've always said if I'm gonna do a debate and it's gonna be properly titled as a debate, it's gonna have to be formal. But this don't necessarily have to be that. This could be a discussion. But at the very least, right? At the very least, I believe that we should be able to illustrate a premise surrounding the end games of each individual, each country, at the very least. So, in the parameters of having this particular discussion, I'm requesting, and like I said, ain't no time or date set or nothing like that, but just to be clear, right, I'm requesting Black Sun come up with an illustrated argument surrounding Putin's endgame. And I'll do the same for Zelensky. Now, we could compromise on what the specific, if it should be a specific time frame for like a round, a premise round. It really don't matter to me. But I think at the very least, it should be that. At the very least, it should be that. Because I don't think that Black Sun really know what Zelensky's endgame is. You know, at least not when it comes to what he's saying right now. At least what he's saying right now. So, to not have a bad faith argument, I think we should at least do that. At the very least, right? So that's my request to Black Sun. That's my request to Black Sun. Now, at some point in time, I'm hoping that me and him can get up on a panel and really talk it out as far as not necessarily lay out an outline. Well, let me not say that, because I think it's important to lay out an outline as far as the structure of the discussion or the debate. But I'm hoping that at some point in time, here in the near future, me and him can get up on a panel and go through that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's highly important. And chop it up on some other things. Because like I said, I need to get his 6-month review of Trump. I was originally supposed to start at 11:30, but I took a shower and I was reading up on some shit that happened today as far as this whole nationwide injunction thing, and a district judge in New Hampshire just did a class action on birthright citizenship. That's a whole nother topic for another day. You know what I'm saying? Whole nother topic for another day. I'm hoping sometime here in the near future I can get my setup back right so I can do a proper show. Because it ain't happening in this particular community. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I just wanted to come up here and say that. Like I said, I wasn't trying to have no full blown rant or no shit like that. I just wanted to come up and set some type of parameter and see if Black Sun agree with it. He'll see it later on. So let me know what you think. Again, all that I ask, I don't think it's too much, that we properly formulate premises based off the topic. And all arguments going forward in the discussion should be based off that. That's all I ask. So Black Sun, let me know what you think. And yeah, man, hey, the arena is back. Hopefully, at least. Hopefully. So we'll see. We'll see. That's all I wanted to come up here and say, man. With that, I say peace.